So let's just have a little dive into decision making via values. What I mean by that is doing an exercise with yourself to work out what is important to you. And how can you make a decision without knowing what are your values, what's important to you? And the thing that Katie and I in our own personal lives have come up to is when we're deciding what projects to focus on and where to head and what to do, first step is to write out our values, what is important to us, before we even think about which one to go for. And our values, to give you some examples, my number one value is love. I have creativity. I have fun. I have this list of values that are things that are important in my life. And if if an idea doesn't give me those values, why am I doing it? It's going to be an absolute slog. Do you know clearly what your values are, Simon?
I've done a bit of work on this, Alan, actually. Yeah, love is definitely up there for me. Freedom is high on the list as well.
Yes.
The thought that you triggered that I wanted to talk to was, again, we've talked about asking the right questions and so on. And I think we spend a lot of time asking ourselves and each other the question, what do you want to do? What's your business idea? I'm not sure that's always that helpful. And of course, there's part of that. But I think I'm really excited to ask questions like, where do you want to be? When you spend your time, where do you want to spend your time? Who do you want to spend your time with? Because those kind of questions help you draw out based on your values. You go, well, if I want to hang out with cool people in cafes, then I probably don't want to create a business where I'm spending hours and hours on my own then, do I? If I want to be in a collaborative space, that might mean it's going to shift my business idea and I might start looking at it from a different angle. And I think, some of those kind of questions can help you tease out what your values are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think, the question to find your values is what's important to you. And the process I go through, I do this once a year, every single year. And it's interesting to track how your values shift over time. But I sit down and I journal about what's important to me. And I write out probably 2, 3, 4 pages of different stuff about what's important to me. I then go through and highlight the key words and I look for the themes and the different things that come to me. And finally, I put it into a list. And then I look at that list and I go, okay, number 1 is love. Number 2 is freedom. And when I'm choosing my ideas, if freedom is important to me, I don't want to pick something where I'm locked down. I would never want to run a retail store, given the fact freedom and travel are on my list and I want to explore the world. And I think if you don't know your values, if you don't know what's important to you, how can you make a good decision about which business to run?